called Waiting For Bluebeard, and the first half kind of poems around and about, kind of roughly about my childhood. The second part of the book is me living with someone who turned out to be not a very nice man. That's why I call him Bluebeard. I never use his real name anymore. So, I was born in 1969, the year of the moon landing. Moon landing. Somewhere beyond weather, men are reckoning the acreage of space and playing tricks on gravity. My pregnant mother watches with the millions in their front rooms as she waits, but I will not budge. Meanwhile, the men wrapped inside their skins trust their lives to silence and whatever wonder brought them there. The suitcase has been packed for days. All the clothes are white or lemon. A man plays hopscotch on the moon. I look like I'm organised because of all these pieces of paper, but actually they're just pieces of paper. So that was more real. This is less real, but a bit mythical. Firstborn. After a picnic in the park, my mother gave birth to an egg. At the hospital, they placed it in an incubator and the midwives held vigil. Her mother said it was a tuna paste being off and didn't believe the fanciful story involving the swan and the roundabout. On the day of the hatching, the sun rose as usual, and my grandmother took her customary bus to the hospital with grapes and Lucozade. The next day, my mother took her bundle home, oblivious to the entourage of swans massing in the sky above the bus. The baby looked like any other newborn. I'll read this one, which is not one of the ones tagged, strangely enough. I have this memory of my mother skipping when I was a child, and I probably was about 3. So this is that playing house. I'm constructing a house from cardboard and fabric and bits of flowery wallpaper, while my mother sings the song of a girl as she skips with a rope. There is a black and white cat scattering around the hall with a cotton reel. The walls are held together with sellotape and the roof is an upside-down box. And the bed that I've made from a matchbox is big enough for only my smallest doll, who is hairless now and almost eyeless, who has the head of a child, the body of a woman. As dolls do, they're very peculiar. I spend a lot of time making kind of odd art constructions with dolls. They look very strange naked. Anyway, move away from there. So, I didn't notice what time it came out. I don't even know how long. Sorry?
A bit like angels, no.
No junk.
Yeah, exactly. Dolls are a bit like.
Not that I've been looking.
No, of course not. Not angels or dolls. Action man, yeah, he's not. No action, no. Shut up. I only had one glass of wine. Sorry?
That's why you should make your Barbies lesbians.
Yes!
Fine.
What an unexpected turn to be taken. I wrote you a poem about my relationship with mathematics, which is actually crap. That's why I'm married to a finance manager. Well, actually, he's also a poet in the photography. He does all my maths. Anyway, take from away a lesson in mathematics. If a person is the sum of her parts, then let there be no more of me. Unhinge my ribs, unbutton my vertebrae, pull each slow thread till I'm spider writing on a gridded page. And whatever wretched work is made of these subtractions, mark it with your reddest pen, teacher. Here I will draw my own stars, clothe myself in the ripped out pages of this book. These poems are really short, so you might get hurty hands if you do tapping. I mean, it's up to you. I'm obviously very disappointed if you stop tapping. But I just give you the option.
So subtle.
Right, this is a typical evening in my parents' house. The family at night. We were ragdolls after school and passed the long winter evenings like this. Father in his armchair with an unlit pipe, mother in the kitchen pretending to eat, my sister and I with our small occupations. We saw little with our button eyes and spoke even less with our stitched-up mouths. We played at play until it was time for bed, when mother sewed our eyelids down so we could get a good night's rest. We always woke as our human selves to find the downstairs rooms had altered too. A chair unstuffed, a table's legs all wrong, and that one time kittens gone from their basket, the mother's bone hollow meow.
Catsy.
Huh?
Catsy.
Oh no, why did I do that? I'm a lady. Manifest lady. So anyway, back to the poetry, sorry, in the zone. This is a typical Sunday morning in my parents' house. Sunday morning. It all comes back to the breakfast table, still set in the middle of a room which has become so vast and arid you would need a camel train to cross it. Her father has turned himself altogether into wallpaper and is rolling further and further up the wall away from the sidewinders in the carpet. There is a Sunday smell of washing powder and the glimpse of her mother's back as she pegs out uniforms and the oasis of grass in a far corner. She is doing her best to spoon marmalade onto her toast, but it is molten in the desert sun. A solitary crumb falls from the table and a snake sidles over all eyes. We had a discussion about metaphor earlier, didn't we? Metaphor about whatever. It was only metaphor we brought to that. I couldn't live without metaphor. Sorry. This is trampolines. As a child, spent a lot of time on trampolines, seaside resorts, that kind of thing. So this is that trampoline. My sister and I are on trampolines, have been warned to keep to the X. If we jump high enough, we can see the sea, which for its part seems to be going the wrong way. A bucket of windmills blurs against the steady breeze, and I catch the eye of a gull who seems also to have noticed the strange behaviour of the sea. It begins to laugh as I try to steady myself on the X.